I was in Turkey on the whole of deadline day, and I had this one agent saying, yeah, I've got this deal, 100% I've got this deal. I'm just waiting for the paperwork. I've got this deal. Waited the whole of deadline day expecting this deal to happen. And it didn't happen. So unfortunately, that's sort of been my last month, just people giving me false hope. I had a call a week ago, random agent. Yeah, I've got this club in the 3rd division of Saudi who desperate for you. The president's desperate for you. He's okayed it.
Was that a difficult conversation, Andros, the Burnley one then?
Difficult is not the word. It was probably one of the toughest conversations I've had in my career. Last season was a nightmare for me. I missed the whole of the season through injury, and to sort of get your break in pre-season and get back to playing to a level you know you're capable of, to get offered a contract, to get to the day where you're signing the contract and you believe you're just waiting for the paperwork to come through, and then to be sold to be told that contract's being ripped away from you. Honestly, I left that conversation in tears. I was literally in tears in the room because I felt like my dream was over. My Premier League dream was over. And yeah, it was, I'm smiling about it now, but yeah, it was one of the toughest moments of my career.
And has it affected you since then? I mean, you're still without a club, aren't you? So how hard is it?
It did, because I knew that pre-season was my one chance. I knew that not many clubs were going to sign me without seeing me. So I knew that pre-season I'd need to go in there somewhere and prove myself. I chose Burnley, did very well. And then when that was taken away from me if I was bad and I knew that I wasn't going to get a contract, then I would have been able to prepare for it. But to be looking at houses, to be looking at schools, to be talking about squad numbers and stuff like that, and then to be told that the contract's no longer on offer, it literally rocked my world. And it took me a week or so to get my head around it and really start to process what happens next.
Did you just accept it, or did you argue the point?
I argued my point. I argued as much as I could. I tried to put my case forward. I offer something different. I'm happy, but I'm comfortable with being a squad player. I'm good around the squad, even when I'm not playing. But now watching Burnley's first 5 games, I understand. I don't agree with it, but I understand with Koleosho and Amdouni and these young players that he's brought in. Burnley are a club who like sellable assets, like Natalie said. So I begrudgingly, I understand why he made that decision to not block their pathway by signing a 32-year-old who, in Vincent Kompany's words, he believed would have got big minutes at the early part of the season.
And now, do you actively search? Are you waiting for people to come to you? How does it work as you're sitting there waiting to play football?
Now I'm waiting because all the windows have closed. Mainly all the windows are closed. So I think it's only England and a couple of others who can sign free agents. But in the last month, it's just been hectic. I've been answering every single agent that messaged me on social media. I've been replying to every messages. I've had agents telling me they can get me this deal here, that deal there. They know this owner, they know that owner. And I've been entertaining it all. I've been getting excited. Yeah, I'm going to come back. And then obviously in the last moment, it's not happened. I was in Turkey in the whole of deadline day, and I had this one agent saying, yeah, I've got this deal, 100% I've got this deal. I'm just waiting for the paperwork. I've got this deal. Waited the whole of deadline day expecting this deal to happen. And it didn't happen. So unfortunately, that's sort of been my last month, just people giving me false hope. I had a call a week ago, random agent. Yeah, I've got this club in the 3rd division of Saudi who desperate for you. The president's desperate for you. He's okayed it. I obviously said, no, I'm so much better than that. Went to sleep that night, really started to get excited about just playing football, having a platform. It wasn't Saudi money, by the way. It was nowhere near what I was on last season at Everton, just for clarity. But I just got excited about playing football again. So I called him the next morning. I think it was their deadline day as well. I called him the next morning and said, you know what? I think I'll do it. Let's set up the meeting with the president. And he said, yeah, I'll call you back. And then you get the message, I can't get hold of the president. Gets to 4 or 5 p.m. Oh, the president has now said that no players are coming in the deadline day. So literally I've been rejected and by so many clubs.
Yeah, but I wonder whether it's not a rejection thing, is it, Andros? It's actually, I would imagine 90% of people involved in this aren't telling the truth. Yeah. Without casting 100%. Aspersions on people.
Yeah, 100%. But listen, 2 years ago when I was a free agent, I didn't even reply to any message on social media because I knew clubs would come to my English agent. But the situation is I've not played a competitive match in 18 months. So unfortunately, any club I speak to in England, yeah, we really like Andros, but because of his age and his lack of minutes, we can't take that risk. So I've had to obviously then go further afield and look further overseas, which I honestly believe that there would be clubs desperate to snap up a player of my experience. Yeah. But unfortunately, the same response, lack of minutes and age. So I just need that one club to take that risk, and then I get back playing. And
are they worried that an injury would happen to you again? Is that what they're worried about?
I honestly, I think the ACL is obviously a very complex injury, and players, when they get it in the latter stages, they never fully recover to their previous self. So I think that's the worry, because they haven't seen me, even though there's some clips of my time in Burnley on Y-Scout, they haven't seen me in a competitive game. So they're worried that player is no longer there.
Yeah, could you not go for a couple of weeks at a club to just people will know what you are capable of? Sure.
So that's what I did at Burnley, and I think the response since Burnley, because Burnley was in pre-season, the response since then is managers don't really want a player trialing during the season, because what that message that sends to his players is, I'm not happy with you. So I think that's been the main response at the moment is, yes, we like Andros, but at the moment I don't want to upset my squad. That may change in a few weeks if a club continues to get bad results. That may change, and that's what I'm hoping for. At the moment, Spurs have been great. I've been training with their under-21s, their under-18s to keep fit. So I'm just waiting for that phone to ring now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about your training schedule, Andros. Is it you're in with Spurs, so that's okay that you're actually getting football, but is it mentally tough that you're not getting an opportunity somewhere and you don't quite know when it's going to come? Is it mentally tough every day to get up and keep your levels high?
Not really, because I was, like I said before, I was injured the whole of last season. I was unable to play football. So for me, getting up, when I get up in the morning, I'm able to play football. I'm able to go and enjoy myself. I'm able to go and train at a high level. So for me, there's no struggle for motivation. I think the toughest part for me at the moment is the fact that I've got two young kids, and the fact that I've taken my daughter out of school in Liverpool. I've told her, yeah, you're going to go to school in Burnley. And then that didn't happen. And I've told her, yeah, we're back in London. I'm going to put you into a school, but I don't know how long I'm going to be in London. So for the kids, it's tough. Obviously, I'm big enough. I'm ugly enough. I've had a great career. So I know that I've been very fortunate, the opportunities that I've had in the massive clubs I've played for. So it's not really affecting me as bad as it is, obviously, my kids who are just desperate to go to school and make friends.
Yeah, because you forget that in all of this.
Yeah.
That behind every player's move, there's a family waiting to find out where they're going to live next and where they're going to go to school next.
Yeah, and that's the toughest part. I wake up in the morning and my kids are asking me, "Oh, Daddy, when are you going to sign? When are you going to sign?" Yeah,
My God.